Alright friend, in this video I'm going to talk about the main reason why your SMMA clients will leave you. So if you have an SMMA that you're running right now and you're currently facing the problem of clients leaving you, or you're planning to start one, this is going to hopefully give you the info that you need to avoid new clients leaving you and to basically keep your current clients happy and paying you. So let's get into it. There's tons of reasons why a client would leave you, okay? Your client might leave you if you did not set good expectations. So for example, they expected their social media to go like this, to grow at an astronomical rate, and what has happened is this. It's not really growing, or it's not growing to the same level they expected. So expectations is number one. You need to make sure that you're actually delivering on what they've paid for. Reason number two is your communication. This links back to expectations. So for example, if your client is expecting you to pick up the phone any hour of the day to solve a problem that they have, and you're not doing that, then they'll be unhappy. So your goal isn't to just do everything that they want, but it's to do the things that you set out in the expectation. So make it very clear when you're onboarding a client, I don't do that. You contact me via Slack, via WhatsApp, email, whatever the format is, you give them the guidelines of when and how to contact you, and then that's it. So these are two things that you can directly control yourself. And you can start using these immediately today to keep your clients longer. The third, and there's more reasons, but this is, in my opinion, the biggest factor as to why a client is going to potentially leave you. It's your pricing. If you go on YouTube and you look at videos about SMMA, right, how to make your first 10K per month, a lot of the guys out there are teaching this model. They're teaching that you should charge between maybe $1,000 to $3,000 per month. I've seen people even recommend beginners to charge 5K a month for their first client. I will be brutally honest with you. I have beginner students in my program right now that are signing clients for $1,000, $2,000 per month. Here's someone with an offer of $1,400 per month. Here's someone booking 7 calls in a day. Here's someone charging €1,650 per month for their clients, and they have 2 clients on those packages. And here's a good example of a beginner, Amy, someone where her first client signed for £7,000 for 6 months. That's over $1,000 per month. But that is not the norm. What is more normal for your first client is something like what Andre has done, $240 per month. You need to get it out of your head that low ticket is bad. This is what, I hate to say it, 99% of the gurus out there are saying low ticket is bad, high ticket is good. I think this is a whole load of BS. Let's take Amy, for example. She just signed, as I showed you, a client for £7,050, and that is for 6 months. Do the maths, it's over 1K. per month. The risk Amy runs with this is that the client's expectations are naturally going to be higher. So the quality of her work, the expected results are naturally going to be higher because she is what? She is paying more money. If Amy's client was, let's just say, paying $500 a month, still in my opinion a decent price to charge for your first client, Amy could probably do the same work, but the client would be happier because of this. The concept we're going to look at is the value to price exchange. We want value, okay, let's just do it on a scale. We want value to be as high up as possible on that scale. This is high value, this is low value, not good. And what your client wants is this as well. They want to get a lot of value, but they want the price to be as low as possible. And if it's high, they don't like that. So you've kind of got this interesting relationship where you want your value to be high and your price to be high. But your client wants your value to be high and your price to be low, right? Everybody wants to get a good deal. And so the problem with high ticket is that the higher your price, the more value you've got to add. If you're a beginner, right, and you're charging 2K a month, or beginner number 2 that works with me and they charge $500 a month, they could be delivering same service. Let's say social media management. If we look at the value 2 people provide, what you provide at 2K per month versus my student at $500 per month, for you to keep your client on, I'll be honest, your value needs to be 10 out of 10, like top of the top, creme de la creme. My student, their value needs to be good, not as good. As a beginner, are you going to know the best way to serve a client, how to get them the best results? Being brutally honest with you, as much as I could train you and teach you, this is a thing you learn with experience. As you work with more clients, you get better at this. So realistically, trying to get to this, right, the really high value, it's just not very realistic. So this is what happens. What happens is you sign the client for 2K a month, then they realize value to price doesn't match, and they cancel. Doesn't mean that they weren't willing to pay 2K a month. They worked, they paid you, just the value didn't quite match it. So you've got to think long term. Is it better to sign a client for 2K a month, but them to potentially cancel in month 1 or month 2 because you're just not delivering to the standard they're expecting? Or long term, would it make more sense to sign them at 500 a month? Keep them, let's say keep them for 6 months, make roughly the same money, but have more proof. Maybe have a case study, maybe have tangible results from that client that you can show to new clients. I think you'll agree with me that this probably makes more sense. In my agency, this really helped us because even at scale, right, when we were doing 50K a month, we had clients, certain clients, paying around $450 per month. Right, that's low. But what this allowed us to do was have a pretty productized service because the value, right, let's go back to the chart, the value needed to be here. It didn't need to be 10 out of 10. It needed to be here, right? Decent. So this meant I could have graphic designers, video editors, VAs, essentially have this team in place of people that could manage the client, do a good job, but they didn't have to be 10 out of 10 world class. And so this meant that we could kind of scoop up a lot of this part of the market that weren't willing to spend $2,000 a month. They didn't have that money. But they knew they needed to spend something and they were willing to pay this. So this helped us when we worked with a lot of beginner fitness coaches. So the takeaway from this video is you've got to understand the value to price relationship. If you can get your value to be a 10 out of 10 and you deliver a 10 out of 10 service, then your price, you might have an issue selling someone on high ticket, but once you get them in, you shouldn't have a problem with retaining them. Assuming value is high, plus expectations, plus communication is really good. If I was you and you're a beginner or you're someone making less than 5K per month, I would do this. This is your price. I would charge mid-ticket around 500 a month, roughly. And as you get more experience, you can charge more. Let's say 1K a month. And going back to some of the results that we have here in the last couple of days, Chris, right, who booked 7 calls in a day, he's got a 25% close rate. And him and his business partner in the month of February hit their first 16K month, and they've been growing pretty consistently since. And they have clients, like they have one client that's paying £2,500 per month. That's like 3K US dollars. But a lot of their clients are paying a lot less than that, 500, 600, 700 range. And so if they can build what is now going to be a multi-6-figure business, with yes, some paying high, but mainly those paying low, and these are, you know, clients that they would have signed from the beginner days, then I think it can work for you too. I have a 7-hour free course on my YouTube channel all about how I built my social media marketing agency. If you want to watch that, feel free, you'll find it on my channel. It's 7 hours, you can't miss it. And if you would want to work more one-on-one with me, like I do with Chris and Robbie, to help them grow their business, you can see there's a link in the description of the video where you can get more information about that. I will see you soon. Hopefully you got value.